Yeah, and sports and alcohol is a very toxic relationship. No pun intended. It's really kind of what it is. You mix those two, and you can get great results.
Exactly, and I think that what we're doing here is trying to promote craft beer in general. I mean, you guys even say you guys don't even drink craft beer, but trying to get craft beer or this industry, we have to connect it to younger people. We have to connect it to sports.
I think I could compare it to, at least just from my experience, everyone's probably different, but I mean, I know craft beer compared to if I'm comparing it to the sports world, when we go to these big major events, a lot of the newspaper media guys or the radio people or the bloggers on websites they look down to the social media people because they don't like them coming into their territory and taking over. You know what I mean? Like the social media people taking over these newspaper media type people because they've been in it for so long. They're like, hey, they don't deserve media credentials. Where it's I feel like the craft brewery, it's like, hey, who are these kids trying to come into my brewery and drink here? No, this is an older person's space. I feel like a lot.
No, I think it's not that. It's just they don't.
I've seen from my experience. From what I've seen,
but that's their problem. It's the clientele there is they don't want that, but it's that's their problem. It's just it's too much. It's not big enough to be exclusive, and they're trying to be exclusive, and it's you need to be welcoming on the people that are spending money on alcohol.
And I think that's like I said, what you just said. They need to be welcoming on because I think I've been to plenty of craft breweries. Not that I've I've been to drank there a lot, but you always just see that clientele's that age, and they you get kids that are 21, 22 that are normally going to the sports bars and they're partying up, and they come in bunches into a craft beer brewery or something on doing a bar crawl or whatever. But then these people that are just chilling at the craft brewery, it always seems a lot. They're all more on edge or hey, what are these kids stepping into our territory?
Welcome back to Brew Dad Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, and today we are joined by Enterprise Sports. Doug and Dan, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Of course. Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
So I'm sure more people follow you guys than follow us. So Enterprise Sports, local sports marketing, Instagram company. I don't really know how to describe you guys.
Sports media.
Sports media. So I met you when I was Ubering a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
But when I first heard of Enterprise Sports was you guys you interviewed the Penn State kid at the tailgate. The fight.
A lot of people have seen that.
I was in a fraternity at Penn State, and when I saw that, I've met 1,000 kids that are that exact same kid, and it was so funny.
A lot of
watching
James. You met a lot of guys like James. He's an interesting guy.
Is that James?
Just straight up name dropping. I won't put the last name out there, but he wouldn't even care. That's the thing with James. James wouldn't even care. But yeah, he's one of a kind.
We've been out with him a few times, and it's always an interesting.
He's an interesting guy. Last time I was with him, we were in Nashville, and he threw a guy into a car. So no, it's a common theme with this guy.
Man of many talents, or whatever he said.
Yeah, Jack of
jump started, Jack of all, master of none. Yeah, that's what he said. Yep.
Nice. So that was very funny. But I guess you guys have a lot of videos like that have kind of iconic Philly videos. But can you give it an explanation? What is Enterprise Sports? What would you guys kind of describe it as?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I feel like because whenever I get asked this question, I feel like I can never just put my thumb on exactly what it is. We started in a basement. We started in November of 2019.
His mom's basement.
Yeah, my mom's basement with an idea to do a sports betting podcast. And the funny thing is, we never did a sports betting podcast. It's funny. It was that was the main goal.
And everybody would always ask us, be like, "Oh, how's the podcast?
How's the podcast?" People still ask me, they're like, "How's the podcast going?" I'm like, "Well, now I do a podcast again, but
just as the company as a whole was a podcast."
That's how people looked at it.
Yeah,
but it just started in a basement, and then COVID happened very quickly into what we do. I mean, it was 5 months, I believe, in COVID hits, and we were like, "What can we do?" And I really feel like we made big strides during COVID because so many people were available and just home doing nothing. And we just started reaching out to all different types of people to come on, to be interviewed. Athletes, celebrities, just anybody.
On a podcast or just on Instagram?
Right on Instagram Live.
Yeah, Instagram Live. I mean, we interviewed, there were some times where we were interviewing 3 to 5 people a day. So
yeah.
It was during COVID. It was an interesting time. I mean, we had interviews set up every other hour pretty much. And sometimes the interviews would overlap.
Yeah.
I mean, early on we were going live with a lot of big content creators who are now even way bigger than us. I mean, for instance, I don't know if you know Bob Does Sports, the guys, the golf podcast, golf YouTubers.
Yeah, Nicky Cass, who's huge now.
Yeah.
He just did a big thing with the Yankees. We were going live with all these guys. Jersey Jerry, he's a big time
Yeah.
Barstool guy.
Yeah.
So it's like we were able to get a lot of these guys on that we might not have been able to do if COVID didn't happen. So
I agree.
and we would have met a lot. We wouldn't have met a lot of the people that we met if COVID never came. So in a weird way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise.
So like what I think of you get, like you guys are almost like a bar stool,
Yeah,
kind of.
I mean, I feel like that was always kind of the, I guess not the role model that we looked at, but the format that we looked at.
Yes,
definitely.
the type of platform, really. Yeah, I would say it was very similar. Kind of like realizing that's what people like, so we went after that kind of market. Obviously, you get some raunchy people, some raunchy reviews, some stuff not as raunchy as Barstool, but you throw that content out there, you're going to get negative, you're going to get positive feedback, but that's that's what we wanted. So from the
for
jump
sure.
there.
And it's just like nonstop. I mean, you say you want to start as like a sports betting podcast, but like the people that are in sports betting is like you're plugged into all sports at all times, and that's kind of what your content is. It's just everything that's happening in sports, everything that's happening in like young American social life. You guys are kind of posting about.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. Like I said, even third-party content, we posted a lot of that, early on before we just posted most of our original organic content. But even that type of content hit, and when that got a big following for us too, because we're getting people sending us submissions, we're finding other viral videos, and we're throwing it up on our page, and it's what the people liked and what the people wanted. So we were giving it to them.
Yeah.
So
is it just on YouTube or just on Instagram, or you guys have YouTube's also?
We have YouTube as well, TikTok. TikTok's I think TikTok I would say is the first time we ever really tasted anything viral.
Really?
I think that's that way.
Which is big. I don't have a I don't follow you guys.
Our Instagram's a lot bigger than our TikTok because we've just been flagged a lot on TikTok and our account's been shadow banned a ton. So
but Omegle, I mean that got us.
Omega was the one that.
So
really
I don't know if you remember Chat Roulette at all.
Yeah,
like where you would go live.
Okay, yeah, I know Omegle. Yeah,
So Omegle was similar to that. They shut it down actually since the owner shut it down. But during COVID, me and him were going live, pretending to be like sports broadcasters. We put a headset on, and be like, "Here he is, folks."
We basically just broadcast it. We would just randomly get thrown somebody, and they would be so taken back. They're like, "What's
happening right now?
What's happening here?" So
you would get so many crazy reactions from people dressed up in masks, people smoking weed in their living room, like a guy looked like Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
And you get crazy reactions. I mean, those videos just go viral, and it was like that was the first time I think me and him were shoveling snow. And our first video went. That's when we found out our first video went viral.
It went crazy, yeah. And I remember it was an eye-opening moment because Jenny McCarthy commented on the video, and it wasn't like we were tagging her or anything. She just randomly commented on the video, so it was like,
it was big news.
Maybe this can work. I mean, we were like,
yeah. If you think like some of these videos that go viral, like it's just a number, but if you think about it, like those people are like in a stadium. Some of these videos that you have will get 1 million views. Yeah, and that's like 10 Lincoln Financial Fields.
Yeah.
It's a massive amount of people that are looking at your video of you doing that.
Yeah. I haven't thought of it that way either. That's a crazy.
Chase said that to me.
Really?
Yeah, he said that to me a couple weeks ago. He was like 45,000 at Citizens Bank Park. I was like, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it.
I guess it is. I mean, like we at one point stretch where we're getting like 5, 10, 15 million views per video. So it's like, whoa, it's like when you go back and look at one point where you have 2,000 views, and that was like. 2,000 views felt like 1 million views back when we were 5 years ago. Yeah. So it's really crazy where you come and you kind of have to stay grounded because
Yeah, and you guys post so much content. Is it a lot of like you're seeing what works with going viral and kind of just like leaning into that?
Yeah. I think a lot of it too is just when something happens, being an early person to get it posted is always a key thing too. Like a lot of the times, if there's a big fight, like a UFC fight, if you post the person who wins right, like if you knock out, like you get it right up, it hits hard. It's kind of like Twitter. I mean, that's kind of Twitter was the one that kind of started that. Like,
it's like the name of the game is speed.
Yeah, I mean, getting it up quick is a big thing. So being there in the moment and getting stuff up quick is always a good way to go viral too.
Yeah, testing the waters. Like I said, we just kind of dove into skits. And I know we talked before the podcast.
Just recently, you guys started doing skits?
Yeah, and I mean, that's what with it in the last 6 months. I mean, like I said, we have a few other people we're working with, and I know we're talking backstage about Chase U. You guys know him. So we just started doing some skits with him. Dan did a few with him himself, too. So, we just kind of, collab with other Philly content creators, other creators that want to work with us and are willing to, put in the effort and come and do some stuff. So that's been really really fun and really cool to start.
It's like some of your Delco stuff is like anytime there's anything Delco in a video goes viral.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, unfortunately, Chase had to go and have a kid, but it was last week. No, congrats, Chase, on your new baby. But
that's awesome.
yeah, I mean, we were hitting home runs every week. It was like we would film something, and pretty much every time we did something Delco related, it was popping off. The last one we did is like 500,000 views. So
yeah,
it's people like the Delco stuff. They love it or hate it. It's so controversial. It's like,
but whether you like it or hate it, you're reacting to it.
Exactly.
So it's going viral.
You're invested. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, people love it. Yeah,
that's the good thing.
Like I said, the Office skit with Kyle Schwarber.
As well.
Schwarber's brother.
Yeah, Philly's such a good market. It's like you have the haters, you have the people who love it.
Everyone has an opinion.
Everybody has
about
an opinion.
sports.
Exactly.
Yep. Everybody's very opinionated.
Yep.
Well, I guess like when you guys got into it, you guys were big sports people going into it. Were there like sports personalities that you guys were following in the city, like radio people or news people, or just kind of everything that you guys were?
I mean, I've always liked Mike Missinelli.
Yeah, Mike Miss. Yeah, but I feel like when we started though, we went right for national, like right away. We never really.
You guys have Enterprise Sports and you have Enterprise Philly.
Correct.
Enterprise Sports was first.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was like 3 years before.
Okay.
I didn't start Enterprise Philly until November of 2023. So it was like, yeah, kind of like I guess a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, I mean, we converted a college. We had a college page that was kind of like dead in the water. we weren't really doing too much with it, so Dan thought of the idea of literally saying, let's just take that page and convert it to Philly.
Yeah,
and it worked almost immediately.
Yeah, it didn't take too long, and then we started getting some stuff with getting some traction, and
Yeah, I don't think you need college specific stuff. Like your Enterprise Sports has all the college sports stuff on there anyway.
Yeah,
that's what he was like.
Yeah, and we really just it was kind of just sitting there. It was like an alternate thing because we were doing so much with NIL a couple years ago. That's really why I think he created the page.
Yeah.
Well, what were you doing to NIL?
So yeah, I mean, so we started that. I mean, I remember when NIL first started, like when college athletes first were able to get paid, like the first day. I remember Barstool Sports started to have all these different athletes just joining them. Like basically, you sign up for a thing, they send you a T-shirt, and you're a Barstool athlete. It's NIL, Barstool Sports athlete. So I was like, why don't we just do this with Enterprise Sports? Let's boost our following. Send these athletes a shirt. So we sent. I mean, we were sending like
that was it. Just
20,
get a shirt
30,
and
40 shirts a day at some points. I mean,
it was crazy.
And what, they just get attention because they're involved with you, and then
yeah. And if we ever had any opportunities that we had that we could get for the athletes,
you'd send it their way.
Yeah, and a lot of the deals we got early on for these athletes were card deals. Like if you ever rip open a pack of baseball cards or football cards, and you see that little holographic auto on the card, like you have an autographed card. We were getting them a lot of those deals. So, like, early on, I just had that inspiration just going at these guys, getting them to put us in their bio, getting them deals where we're also taking a cut from it. But it did get to a point where it became a little bit draining physically and mentally because you have to deal with parents and aunts and uncles that want to take advantage sometimes. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, they wanted to kind of like have more control over their kid.
I mean, the NIL is so new. It's like nobody, even still, it's like 4 or 5 years old and still people aren't really sure how to handle it.
No, it's still kind of the Wild West.
I mean, now it's like the revenue share is like changing everything about it. It's like
they're
flipped on its head again.
Now. The schools are getting general managers now, so these NIL agents, they don't need them anymore for their while they're at college. They can get an agent while they're at college and have them ready for when they go to the pros. But for like something like what we did, it's really not as necessary anymore because Trey Young, for instance, from the Atlanta Hawks, just signed as the assistant GM at a college, right? Like that's such a weird thing to say, a general manager at a college. So
yeah,
what do you think he's doing? Do you think he's actually doing anything, or he just goes and takes punches with them?
Yeah, recruit, scout, like, hey, join Oklahoma, I'll come to your house. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
probably. I really don't. Yeah,
know. School's definitely paying them. Probably
put them on the payroll. And
yeah, I don't know the logistics of it, but yeah, it's really took a turn to like basically professional sports, but at the college level.
Yeah, I mean the NIL is keeping kids in college now.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's keeping kids in college instead of going to the pros. They don't want to get drafted by the Bears. They'll stay at Alabama for another year.
Some of these kids are making more money. It's like
making more money
yes, they are.
staying in college.
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah.
It's like the rookie deals are way less than these NIL deals.
Yeah, and
I mean, Arch is going to make a lot of money this year.
Oh my god,
he hasn't even played yet. He's already made like $5 million.
Yeah, no, it's going to be wild.
It's really crazy. Yeah, it's like one guy, I think RJ Davis, like North Carolina, he stayed there for 7 years and got paid. Man, he's who knows how it'll pan out in the end.
All that to lose to Ole Miss a couple weeks ago.
That was brutal. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, March Madness was crazy this year.
So what did you? I guess March. Is this your craziest time of the year? March Madness.
No, football season for sure.
Football season.
Yeah, football.
Eagles and college football definitely for sure.
Okay.
Eagles, we were rolling. We had a good year though.
God,
it was a really good year though for content.
Yeah, you had
and
an
stuff.
extra like 2 months of content.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff go really viral. It was really good. I mean, we had really good man on the street stuff this fall.
So you do the man on the street stuff. When did you start doing that? Like, do you have experience doing that, or you just started going out and just asking
No, I
questions?
mean, never. Me and him just started going to parking lots, and I feel like we were kind of ahead of the curve with the man on the street. Like now, it's exploded so much. Now you have so many content creators down there, but we started doing it in like 2019. We started doing it when we first started.
Right.
I mean, the first year, right when we started, we were going out there with a microphone. And
We had
like,
microphones that weren't even connected there.
yeah, I mean, we just went out for a show. It was that
Seriously.
bad. Like we were basically losers, but it was like we made it work, and now it's just like everybody's down there with a mic. I feel like there's so many people.
It's right. I mean, people are flying out to Philly just to create content. I mean, we see it with this.
I mean,
guy.
it was like the Bills parking lot also. It's just like you go there
yeah.
and you're just like, what crazy thing can I catch today?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Bill's Mafia gets after it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like now it's like because we're still doing it, but I think we really changed it more this year with interviewing more of the opposing team's fans because I don't mind being an asshole and I'll go up to them, make a jerk off out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, can I curse?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me cursing, but yeah,
No, I think like because we drink alcohol in this, there's like we're already
yeah,
there's-
you're free
what's
game.
it?
All right,
Yeah,
yeah. But no, I mean it's we had a lot of just me going up and basically just shitting on Cowboys fans. That was the big video. Got a couple million views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like a hyena laugh back there. Yeah, no, it's been amazing, and like I said, the content always rolls when you're especially when you're interviewing Dallas fans or like Giants fans, whatever it may be. You're always going to get like
Some
viral.
crazy reaction.
Well, yeah, because the Cowboys fans are from around here and they're a bunch of losers. So that's what makes it
He
fun.
was starting off the interviews like, "Are you from Dallas?" Or "Where are you from?"
Yeah, you ask them. None of them are from Dallas. I interviewed. I don't know. In the one video, probably 10 Cowboys fans. None of them were from.
No.
They're all from Jersey or Philly. They're a bunch of frauds.
Green Bay too. I think you met one person that was actually from Green
Yeah.
Bay. I mean, when they
Yeah.
Green Bay, it's
I mean, that I can understand. Who the hell wants to live in Wisconsin?
When you do man on a street, like what percentage of people are just like, you're boring, this is nothing? Is it like you have to interview 10 people to get one thing that's content?
I mean, it's a good amount. There's a good amount of people, and a lot of the people who come up and are like, "You got to interview my friend," or I'll interview. They stink.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like the people you don't expect to be great are a lot of the times the ones that actually are great.
Are you looking for crazy people?
Of course.
Drunk people?
Of course.
Yeah.
They're the ones that put up the numbers.
Yeah.
People who are going to, probably end up messaging me the next day going, "Can you please take this down? I'm probably going to lose my job." And I'm like, it sucks. You came up and got interviewed.
I mean,
so.
those are the same people. Too.
You gave up your rights.
Those are the same people that literally would say too, like, "Oh, I don't think I can give a good interview," and they end up giving like the best interview
Yeah.
because they say something outlandish that you really don't expect out of them.
Yeah, you catch them on their heels.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's like an art.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I got to get down to this. I haven't done any Phillies content this year.
No.
Not at the bank yet. So
I feel like baseball fans are not. I mean, you might be able to get some Mets fans or something, but it's definitely like what you're saying. The Eagles, the football is like the craziest
brings out
people.
the crazy football in general. I mean, you go to even the college tailgates, you get lunatics. It's great.
Yeah, colleges were fun back in the day too. We went on a whole college tour. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
No, I legitimately did it. I was on tour.
What do you
2 years
mean?
ago.
Like what? You went like all around?
I was legitimately on tour for 2.5 months? 3 months?
It was a while.
Yeah, with my car in the South with 3 other guys.
Nice.
Traveled from school to school. It was a wild ride.
We had no sponsors. I mean, we just did it.
Yeah, we just figured it out.
It
Figured it out, put out my own money, but it grew us a lot. I mean, I think we got known a lot more in the South because of it.
So what? And you guys, Old Row, right? You guys collaborate with them, or
Yeah, so I was saying that we collaborate with them with a lot on like a lot of the college content, a lot of like the Indy 500, like girls, like obviously like girls.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of
guys like girls most of the time.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, a lot of the, like I said, a lot of the hot girls that Old Row. It's their
That's the
audience.
thing, yeah.
It's their audience, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Southern girls. A lot of the stupid interviews are just like guys that are complete idiots giving like the craziest interview to college. That's when Old Row.
How's the Indy 500? I imagine that's a lot of that.
Yeah, that's a lot of for sure. I went 2 years in a row. Dan went the first year with me, but
Yeah.
it was the I guess they call it the pit, but whatever. It's just that
Snake
area,
pit,
the snake pit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that area is crazy.
It's a full blown rave in the middle of the track.
It's BYOB, right? With as much alcohol as you can bring. Or is that Daytona 500?
I think it's Daytona.
Okay.
I think it's Daytona where you can bring like a lunchbox full of beer.
Yeah.
Or like an igloo cooler of beer. You can just bring it on.
And you can do that at Delaware.
Yeah.
There
Oh, yeah. I
is
think you
shit.
can at Daytona too. You can bring like an igloo cooler of your own beer, which is
Sounds like
we
the
haven't
most
been to
white trash
Daytona.
event in the world. But it sounds
I flew down
right up my alley with people.
I flew down to Daytona last year, but it was I was in Orlando for a day and came home because it was rained out.
So you do the Kentucky Derby also. How is that? Is that kind of the same vibe? Or it's like fancy, but it's still trashy?
I mean, you go down to the first floor, it gets trashy.
Yeah.
The infield definitely gets trashy. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Kentucky Derby is you get in, it's unlimited alcohol and food.
For free.
Oh, really? I
There's
didn't
no
know that.
charge.
There's no charge. So
You have a ticket.
Damn.
people are getting
all you can.
mangled, for lack of
It is
better
crazy.
words.
Yeah, and I had to go last year. I can tell you experience because I had to go to the first aid tent last.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So we did the interviews on the red carpet, and I guess I was dehydrated or something, but I was real dizzy about to pass out. And it's 100 degrees. I'm in this full blown suit.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find a first aid kit. Can't find it. Finally get to a tent, and I just was in there, kind of like just needing Gatorade water just to get back to normalcy because I wasn't drinking at all. I had alcohol in my system, so I knew I was dehydrated. So I went there, and there's at least 8-9 people that are just completely
You're seeing the bottom,
belligerent.
the bottom feeders.
Bottom of the barrel,
Correct,
man.
yeah.
People are just like their eyes are rolling behind their head, drunk. Like they just want to get help and then get back out there and start drinking again. It's that's what type of event is. But everybody's dressed so nice. It's like everybody's in a suit, every girl's in a dress. I mean,
If you're dress night, that's a free dress nice. That's like a free pass to just do whatever you want, then, right?
really, I mean, yeah, in a
Yeah.
sense, right? Yeah, it's
How do you guys get these media passes? I mean, you guys are like just posting man on the street stuff, but then you're on the red carpet interviewing, Ken Griffey Jr. Like, how does that?
Yeah,
come
people
about?
ask me that too. They're like, how do you go from parking lots to like the red carpet?
right. No, it's crazy. I mean, we just applied to media credentials.
Is that how you have to like reach out to them and you like say this is my following, like this is
Right. Yeah. So I mean, for anybody that, like I said, ever interested that's in media, I would say just go right to the website. If you want to go to like a big event like Indy 500, College Football National Championship, MLB All Star Game, Kentucky Derby, anything like that, go to their website. Let's say like at least 2 months in advance, and just fill out an application. Send them your media pages, all your social pages, links to your top videos. And just submit it and hope for the best. And I mean, we did that for a few years. I think I could apply the Kentucky Derby 2 years in a row, 21 and 22. Didn't get it. Finally got it in 23 and 24. So once you kind of get it, you're
in there at that point.
for kind of forever.
And also, some of those videos that you have from there are going viral. So then
And
it's
they've
like-
done really well. So they
Yeah.
see your following and the virality, I guess, of the videos.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
Virality?
Hate
Is that
to
a
make
word?
that up.
Anyway, no, it also helps who you know too. Like our third guy that we work with actually knows the CEO of Churchill, so that
not
helped.
bad.
That helped. It helped a little bit. And when you build your resume up, it definitely becomes easier to get media passes. When they see you've worked other big events,
Also, when you
you're
do
gonna
the
be
man in the
honest.
street stuff, it's not just like you're posting content. It's literally your guys' faces. Like, I've seen both of you guys on the internet before.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're going to try to do something like, oh, I recognize you. Obviously, this person can come.
Oh, yeah. of
Do you
course.
get that when you go out downtown or anything? Like, people recognize you guys?
Oh, yeah, him a lot.
For sure, yeah.
For
No,
sure.
I'll be out. It's
There's
cool. It's a cool feeling. I mean, listen, when anybody watches our stuff, it's always a good feeling.
There's also Crossing Broad is similar to you, and I see Kyle Pagan. That's the guy. I see him around my house all the time. Like, I know who you are. That's
Yeah,
I've seen you interview drunk people.
He's getting mistaken for him.
yeah.
a few
People,
times.
people will be like
boring.
Kyle Pagan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, I guess we had like some beef with them because like every time we try to like approach them or talk.
definitely. We haven't had beef. They've had.
No,
I
they've
feel
had
like
beef with us.
it's been more beef with us.
I kind of had that.
Yeah,
That flip.
I don't feel like he likes me. So
Yeah, we've gone up to him. He's like, I'm not talking Enterprise Sports.
Yeah.
Just kind of like brushes you off the
Shuns
shoulder.
us off.
So yeah, it's weird. It's a
yeah,
weird,
guy thinks he's
weird
Portnoy.
relationship. Yeah. Yeah,
But
just-
hey, to each his own.
You guys kind of in the same lane. Like, it seems like you guys.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
you guys collaborate with other people. Well, so how many people are there? It's you guys and then a couple just core people that
Yeah.
do it every
Yeah,
day.
it's about 6 of us, I would
Yeah,
say.
I would say Pete from Sheffield Shuffler,
My cousin
Chief
Ken.
Sue, Kenny,
my cousin.
Oliver, OJ,
Yeah.
and we also have Angelique, this girl that does a lot of Philly content. She just started getting involved with us as well recently too. So I mean, it's kind of a lot of times when we started doing this 5-6 years ago. We had a lot of people that were with us that are no longer with us because they just didn't see they didn't have patience. They didn't see the how this was going to grow, and they're like, oh, we're all in, and then they've left. But now I think we have a group here that it seems like we all have the same mindset, we all have the same ambitions.
Yeah,
which is really helps things and can really help us grow that way. Because like I said, we've had people in the past where, oh yeah, I'm all in, and then a few months goes by and you're not have 1 million followers and making $100,000 a year.
They just quit.
People could fade quick. Yeah,
very quickly. So and some of those same people have tried to come back and be like, hey, I want to help out. So
yeah.
So let me get this straight. You guys met
in an Uber.
So
yeah.
So I have my own brewing company, Space Cadet, and we're doing this podcast. But
I really didn't. And it's no offense to you. It was a late notice thing. Like Doug texted me yesterday. He's like, "Can you make the podcast?"
Yeah.
Like I was like,
about it.
I was like, yeah, I'm free. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're essentially trying to do what you guys are trying to do with sports with craft beer. Okay. So we're like trying to connect the Gen Z to craft beer because Gen Z is not drinking alcohol. We talked a little bit before this.
Mocktails.
The mocktails, but it's like Gen Z, they're spending a lot of money on sports gambling, and they're smoking a lot of weed. Yeah. So it's just like it's kind of like eating into their disposable income for alcohol. So.
Yeah, well, maybe we can help them with the other page I run.
Yeah.
That might help. It might be appropriate. I run the Friday Beers Philly page, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so maybe we could put something together.
How do you get involved with Friday Beers? Are you just kind of an internet personality at this point, or like?
Yeah, no, we met Gavin. So I know Gavin's the guy who's run. Are you familiar with Friday Beers at all?
Yeah.
Dr. Locks is Gavin.
Yeah.
So I've talked to Gavin before.
Philly guy.
And Gavin's a Philly guy. I know his cousin actually, but I was like, you guys don't have a presence in Philly. They're on the West Coast. I was like, I'm just going to start something up. And sure enough, it's growing pretty quick. So,
do you guys, this is, so we're filming this in New Jersey right now. This is THC CIL lemonade.
Yeah.
High C.
Yeah, these guys sent us a care package of this. So it's apparently 10 milligrams THC lemonade and
60 calories.
Yeah, we've done a lot with them. They're, like I said, they're great people. We've done a lot. They sent us.
What about Friday? Friday Beers has its own alcohol, right?
They do.
Do you stuff with them?
We're setting up different. We're going to be setting up different events in the city.
Cool.
So you guys will have to come out.
We definitely will.
Yeah. I talked to a rep last week actually about they're interested in starting to do some events. So.
Cool.
And that's growing. That's already at 20,000 followers. I started like a month and a half ago. So
nice. Do you guys do any sort of like event stuff with Enterprise, or is it?
Yeah, no, for sure. We do a bunch of stuff this year.
Stuff?
At different bars.
So bars like Wicked Wolf is one bar. Tradesman's we've done stuff with, and a few other bars that we'll collaborate with. We did recently. Talk about beer. Recently, we did a Sam Adams. Promo for their new beer, American Light Lager.
Cool, yeah.
So that's a really new thing, and they had reached out. They did a lot of different content creators in Philly and in the different markets, I think Boston, New York. But we were one of the companies that they had reached out to and wanted to promote the beer, so we did a few different videos for them at local bars like Wicked Wolf. Where they have that beer. So that was an interesting collab because, like I said, they wanted it for March Madness and the Big East tournament, so it was. It was kind of different, but it was cool. It was cool to kind of dive into that market a little bit and see how that would work.
Like the bars, and that's your audience anyway. Like the big downtown bars.
Yeah, the big downtown Philly bars. Like I said, anytime we collab with Wicked Wolf, for instance, bring them up again. But we always would get traction, over 100,000 views, and even just putting in like a caption or like a static caption there, like, "Hey, come to Wicked Wolf on a Sunday for half off drinks or whatever, to watch the Eagles game." And it would do well, so we, like I said, started to do content, paid content with them too, more recently, which has been fun too.
That's cool. Yeah. So it's just the nationwide thing and Enterprise Philly. Are you guys doing any stuff like New York or anything kind of beyond that?
No. I would say
in time, I definitely think we will.
I'm sure we will eventually. Like I said, when we have a big,
you just have to wait to kind of get people. I guess same with Friday Beers. Like you have to get somebody kind of in that market.
Yeah, you got to just find somebody who's going to commit to it. It's tough finding people who are going to fully just invest their time.
Yeah, I guess what you don't want to do is like start it up and then have it suck.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why this summer we'll look more into like the intern thing and having kids constantly on the page. And we both have a lot going on too in the summer, so it's like it's good to have, especially with us running now 3 different pages. I'm going to be running 5 probably come in the middle of summer because I'm getting into golf content now. So it's like another whole world. So it's
overwhelming, but it's good.
It's definitely it's overwhelming. Adderall helps. So
that is true.
Golf is interesting because golf is like come full circle where it's like now it's like total bro young people sport now.
It's like more relatable, and it's so because you don't even really have to be that good.
Yeah.
To really have success in it because you kind of relate to the common guy.
It has very little to do with your game. It's more about like everything in between the game.
It's entertainment now. It's crazy how much it's blown up on the YouTube and
even the sport itself. I mean, they're playing professional sports with like the live golf tournaments. It's not. It's more based around content than it is about the actual game.
Oh, 100%.
It's entertainment value.
People are going to watch. They know what to give to people, and I think Live is, they're really trying to capitalize on that right now.
Yeah.
So the golf content. I do a podcast with my cousin. The skits. The skits. It's a lot.
Comedy. I mean, like I said, the man on the street stuff, which I don't think we're going to stop anytime soon unless we find somebody. But I know in time.
The man on the street is good because it's unlunlimited content. Right. There's always going to be drunk people saying stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always just going to be people saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
We can go anywhere and interview people, but we have a lot of good ideas that are coming up that
for skits.
Not even just skits. I have a lot of good ideas coming up for like YouTube stuff. That
are you seeing more traction on YouTube?
I think we're starting.
The younger generation treats YouTube like they treat TV.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. But YouTube's still huge, and it's the place I feel like you have when you.
It's really
really get the traction on YouTube. It's really the longer form videos. I feel like are really how you build that audience.
Yeah,
it's an open market. It really is. It's just like.
Yeah,
you could really do whatever on YouTube, and then once you realize what hits, I feel like that's when you could just
find your niche.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And YouTube really helps you, I think, do that because once they're pulling views to your videos, okay, this is what we need to do. Gravitate towards this, and then keep going. We haven't really found that yet, but I
have some ideas.
So I know me and him have been talking. So
the longer form videos. I mean, I imagine that takes more editing. Did you guys have any 100%. Editing experience before this?
No.
Not at all.
0.
And you just jump on CapCut and start hitting buttons until you figured it out?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get CapCut till like a year, probably a year and a half. I don't even know if it was that long ago. I was using just Apple Video.
I just use Splice, I mean, just like generic video editing app, simple, you know what I mean? Point, once you get a hold, know how to use them, it's just, it's simple editing. But I think in time we want to get people that are really good at editing. And we have some guys, like I said, Pete, that can really, edit really well. And, eventually... when this thing takes off and we have a full-fledged media company where we have people working with us and we have an office space, it's, I feel like everything's unlimited, kind of. The content's unlimited.
Yeah.
I mean, how far are you away from that realistically? Are you? I mean, you said this is still like kind of a side hustle for you guys, but you guys are huge. Like at what point, like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. I think in the next 2 or 3 years.
That's people that are starting up right now?
Maybe sooner. I mean, like... I just feel like there's never like an exact time limit, time slot on it, but I feel like it's coming soon.
I think getting an investor would definitely help too, because I know a lot of companies like
and that's one thing we're starting to look at.
John Boy Media, I don't know if you know them at all.
It sounds familiar, but
I mean they're big. They have like over 700,000 followers, I think. But they have a big following, but they have a full-fledged company now, and they got an investment.
You kind of need that investment to just like go
take
with
it to the next level,
higher quality equipment, and then just editing and like. Salary editors,
it's like this, like this.
Having a full-fledged team changes the game. So it's in the works, it's in the plans, and we're not rushing anything.
Everything's kind of working right now.
It's going to work. I know.
Yeah. But to see, from the night we started to where it is, it's cool to see. It's cool to say.
No, it's
some of the people.
Do you guys have
it's always still a dream.
A schedule? I mean, sports are nonstop. Like your content is like every single day. There's stuff coming out. Like how far is it? Just it happens so fast that like it's coming along, and then you're kind of treating it as it goes, or like you're planning out like 3 weeks from now. These events are coming up, you need to have this content.
No, we definitely plan it out.
Yeah,
there's a lot that's definitely planned out. There's some stuff that's definitely just like freelanced and thrown up, but
him calling me last minute and be like, "Yo, let's go down to the park," and I'm like, maybe, and we're just improvise and be like, "All right, we'll meet down here, do it fly," and that's That's sometimes we'll see our best videos.
That's yeah. I
You know,
mean,
we just
you never know what's gonna
on the
like
fly,
really
right?
do well. It's crazy. The unexpected stuff is what always does the craziest.
I mean, like we started off with that video of the Penn State kid. Like, I mean, that was just like totally
Over 100 million
shit
views.
happened.
Over 100 million views.
Yeah.
And that's just everywhere. It's
insane.
across all
Barstool's
platforms.
posted it,
Yeah.
ESPN's
Old
posted it.
Bros post it. There's tons of people that have posted it too. Like you send me
reactions.
people. Yeah, I just will be scrolling sometimes and see it.
Yeah.
Crazy
Just the
enough.
other day, I mean, Chase,
I'm just like, you guys give us credit though.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
How often does that happen? Like people are just ripping off.
all the
content?
time.
We've done it.
I guess it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
part of
I've
the
done
game.
it too. I
Yeah,
can't-
we've done
it
the
is.
same. Everyone does that, man, and we've done it several times. We've been kicked off of Instagram permanently 3 times.
Yeah.
So I mean, that tells you, kind of just
How does that work? Like it gives you your followers back, or like
So yeah,
you have
so
to
you
rebuild
get,
it
you
every
get
time?
I mean, you take basically what you're doing. Like we would post third-party content, right, and not give enough permission, not get enough permission, or forget to give credit on the video, and then they'll report it as copyright infringement, and after a few strikes, you get thrown off. So I mean, the longest we were off was like a month and a half this last summer, and we kind of slowed down that type of content or found content.
I mean, you're getting so big now that it's like you don't want to risk.
Right, and that's in my
Right.
opinion. Yeah, that's kind of how
Yeah.
I would say, and a lot of our original content, like I said, we focused a lot more on that more recently, it's been great. I mean, it's really
And the crazy thing, not the crazy thing. The good thing was last summer, our main page was shut down, but we still did have the Philly page, so it wasn't like we were cut off completely.
Yeah.
really just killing it on the Philly page too, and that got a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's grown. That's at 191 now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's
gained 40,000 followers in that time period, so it was.
yeah, no, it's been wild.
What's like what's the hot thing now? Like I know everyone's doing the green screen stuff.
Yeah.
Is it? And you're kind of the green guy, right?
Yeah, it's
I do a lot of that stuff. No, it's easy because I just find like relevant stories or like viral videos, and I'll do a green screen video, and then collab the person that I'm talking about. And a few times they've actually collabed with me, and that's what does the best. So I like that type of content where I can find a news story or like an article about something where it's relevant. I can get somebody that's like not super big. They're not going to collab on it, but like somebody that's like
Big enough.
to talk about something and then collab, like Chris Jenkins, for instance, Villanova star. He's all in the news right now on everywhere pretty much because he's suing the NCAA.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that. It was a month ago I collabed with him on that content. That video is kind of picking up a lot of pace now because of everyone's
It's coming back now. Yeah.
because I was talking about his shot in 2016 national championship when they beat North Carolina at the buzzer.
Oh, you weren't even talking about that. You were just talking about something
I was
before,
talking
but it's
about
on
that.
his
I was
page.
talking about that, and he collabed with us. And then
Got it.
the guy that was real popular. I don't know if you saw. He had the boombox coming out with the
Yes.
chains. Yeah,
He is a guy NIL deal now.
yeah, Amir Khan's right.
Khan.
I collabed with him on a video talking about that. So that did really well.
It's so funny. It's like the guy that walks into the subway, is just like,
It's insane, man. It really is. It's like you can talk about anybody and anywhere. Everyone gets their 15 minutes of fame now. It's a lot different than 15 minutes of fame 15 years ago is totally different now.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you get your 15 minutes, but it's easier to stay relevant nowadays.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you
Like-
get 15 minutes of fame, people just move on. Like, oh, it was popular for a little bit, but now it's like people.
I mean,
can
the
just capitalize.
Hawk Tua girl made a whole career out of it.
Yeah, and you have the Costco morons, the dead.
Yeah, the boomer doom guys.
It's painful.
Those
It's
guys.
like painful, but you know what? They're making money and dancing at Knicks games. So
Yeah.
hey, good for them.
People find weird.
Good
ways
for them.
To,
The dad's a little bizarre, but
yeah, a little much.
How old is the Rizzler? How old is he?
Yeah.
isn't he like 9? Is he 8 or 9?
Yeah.
He's a chubby little kid. Yeah, he says he was on James.
He's viral.
Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy how this space is. It really is.
Yeah, no, the Rizzler.
This episode of the Brewdat podcast is brought to you by Zilka & Co., your trusted regional brewing supply partner. Family owned for over 100 years of business, Zilka delivers world-class products at competitive prices with flat $5 delivery fee. No pallet or liftgate charges thanks to their own fleet of regularly maintained trucks. With locations in Allentown and Hunker and a technical brewer on staff, they provide the expertise and service your brewery deserves. Reach out to Brad Adelson in the show notes and let him know Brewdat sent you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I guess the other people that you guys are working with is like, are people kind of creating their own personalities? Is that?
I mean,
is that-
like the guys that we work with are guys like we found, and they've already grown their own following. So it's
So they weren't your friends? They were just kind of
Kinda
people
reached
you
out.
met?
yeah. I mean, they've kind of just become like colleagues through just meeting at tailgates and meeting just over the internet. Chase, I think we met at like a
Were they already doing their own stuff?
Yeah. So Chase was really big with food.
Food reviews.
I think he's still big with food, but now he's gotten more into like the comedy world because of us. I feel like.
Yeah.
I think he has a beer
Yep.
collaboration, right?
Chase
Yeah.
Lager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good set of guy I talked backstage. I think Vault or
Yep.
or the brewing company is. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's awesome that he's got that. Just from doing food reviews, he got to the point where he has his own beer now at different bars and breweries, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Chase is the man. Chase is a good dude.
He's awesome. I know we were talking backstage too about Surfside and how big they became in the Philly market and then national, which is like I said,
Unreal.
It's
It's just it was a little spot that was just in Fishtown 10 years ago. And now it's the fourth biggest RTD brand in the country.
that's
I
great.
mean, it might be bigger than Twisted Tea, or if it's not, it's right below it.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
see it everywhere now. Surfside.
Yeah, Surfsides are big.
It really is crazy how they just went from nothing to just major. It was huge in the market, right?
Do you guys have deals with those people? But
Not with Surfside, no.
I think like I said,
I'd be open to it if they want to pay us.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
going to tell them no, but we're not with them yet. No.
No, we do. We kind of do like one-off things. Like I said, Sam Adams was one we just
for the
did.
party, yeah.
Yeah. So we did that.
Definitely we're looking more to lock something in as a long
A
term
consistent
deal.
thing.
Yeah, definitely want to. I just heard today. I was watching the Sean Hannity was on with Kyle from Nelk.
Okay.
And
Nelk Boys.
Yeah, and Happy Dad is the third highest selling seltzer in the country. I mean, these guys are just fucking dominating the space right
Do you
now.
like the Happy Dad drinks at all?
They're better than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
But also, the Nelk Boys are just untouchable. It's everything that they touch turns to gold. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and they do the golf stuff. They do obviously the long length videos. They were just with McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're killing it. They're killing it. Kyle is just really smart.
And they started off doing pranks in Walmart, so
Yeah, and they built their following. They built that loyal following. And when you look back at what they built and the numbers they were doing on their first merch drop sales, or maybe not their first one, but their couple into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold $30 million of merchandise in 30 minutes. These numbers.
Insane, yeah.
And Kyle Forgard, he was Forbes 30 under 30. He's a legitimate superstar.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's killing it. Good for them. They deserve it. They're funny and they put out a good product. So
Consistent, yeah.
yeah, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
So what's next for you guys? Is it just more of the same? I mean, I feel like you guys could keep doing things that you guys do and not change. Keep growing, but
For me, the UFC is a big one
Yeah.
that I've been eyeing up.
to try to get involved with regular.
Yeah, I know Dana White's son now, so trying to get those wheels rolling a little bit more.
Oh,
Did an
nice.
event with him last year, March, out in San Diego, and gonna try and
UFC is one of those things where you're gonna get a lot of crazy people there.
get a lot of crazy people, but just love. I want to be in that clique of people where when it's Dana White and you just get, because we went to Doug.
I mean, another reason Happy Dad. I mean, they're plugged into Dana White.
Yep.
He gives them so much love.
Yep.
Oh, he loves
Yeah.
those guys, yeah.
Yeah. So
We went to BKFC.
Went to yeah.
Which was pretty cool. The bare knuckle in Philly.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah, did Power Slap last June. Did Power Slap, and then we did UFC the next night. And the Power Slap, when it comes to just pure networking, it's the best event you can go to.
Because all the UFC guys are there the night before.
It's not only just the UFC guys; it's just all the content creators, all influencers are there. You have Max Crosby, you got Cam Newton, you got who else was there? Theo Vaughn's there.
Yeah.
It's Kai Sinet's there. It's all these big people you can think of. Who's the girl? The Gia Duddy's there.
Yeah.
Sky Bree. You get all these big influencers, and it's just such a good space.
What's
too.
the
Network.
Power Slap behind the scenes? Do the people just come off and just the one side of their face is just
Oh, yeah.
destroyed? It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the craziest thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Well, I mean, these people, you look at them, they look like fucking lunatics to begin with, and they kind of are. I mean, you
Yeah.
get slapped in the face, and they're trying to make this a sanctioned sport.
Yeah.
Somebody just run into the door.
Well, the thing just keeps falling over out there.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a fan or something.
But yeah, no, they're trying to make it a sanctioned sport, which it's becoming. I mean, because of Dana, it's grown so much, and now it's
Yeah, he made UFC. That was cage fighting into a sanctioned sport. I'm sure he can do this.
Yeah, But it's like, I mean, you at least in the UFC you can protect yourself. And these people just get
they're just getting
buried.
Yeah. I didn't go to it, but yeah, I mean that had to be insane.
Yeah,
It's wild.
the bare knuckle thing is crazy also, but at least they're actually fighting. Like the slap thing is like they're just wailing on each other.
Yep, no protection.
And people's faces are like deformed afterwards. It's
Looks like they just had a stroke.
People's eyes,
it's
people
insane.
like they miss. It's now you got women doing it. It's
it's insane.
it's awesome in person. Atmosphere is great.
It's crazy where
What's the craziest sports things that you guys have seen? Because I know, like,
Power slap's right there. UFC in person's great too, but power slap's definitely right at the top.
I haven't been to UFC. I mean, the craziest, BKFC was pretty nuts too. Bare
Yeah, it
knuckle
was
fighting.
wild.
I mean, I walked away for a second, but I remember seeing the one guy, Pat O'Sullivan, get like just
Oh, he
knocked
got
out,
smoked.
buried. I mean,
And he's such a nice guy, but he got
which one's he?
the
Irish guy,
gentleman from
Irish
Philly.
from Philly.
Who's the guy with the cannoli? Is that him?
No, that
That's
was
Garbarino.
giant head.
Johnny Garbarino, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, we've done stuff with John. Joe, I interviewed John like a couple days
we
before.
talked to him a few times.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
yeah. He wants to find ways to get involved with us too, which would be awesome. You know?
That's cool. If there's the other Philly UFC guys are kind of.
Yeah, I mean Sean.
Brady, yeah.
Sean's a guy that I'm trying to get on my podcast. I had his buddy on. Andre Petrosky, who's another Philly guy, but
Yeah.
Sean's definitely a guy that I'd like to get them both on. To be honest, it'd be cool to talk to both of them at the same time.
I mean, who's your dream podcast guest?
So I want Garrett Oliver started Brooklyn Brewery. These are all like beer people, you know.
Okay.
Garrett Oliver started Brooklyn Brewery. And it's just like a nationally known beer guy. And then Sam Calagione started.
Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn's good.
I think some of these guys, like I think at some point we can get them on. Like Dick Yingling is heavily involved. It'd be cool to get him on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
There's some people that probably like you haven't heard about, or like these low key beer people that like don't do interviews. That would be cool.
yeah.
But it is cool. I mean, we're doing much less than you. I mean, this is strictly like a podcast.
Yeah.
But it is cool to kind of make these connections. You know, I'm sure you guys are seeing like you are meeting these people that are insane that you would have never met had you not done this.
I mean,
No, probably not.
no.
But nobody's off the table. I never look at anybody as like untouchable to not.
Definitely
get.
not. And like the more you do it, it's like the more access you have. Like when you interview one person, they might have a connection to somebody
That's
else.
the way it works, and
Right,
that's what I mean when I say you go to these, events. It's like the networking is crazy.
Networking is huge, man, and the fact that we get the opportunity to go on the red carpet at the Kentucky Derby or the Indy 500 is just surreal to be still. You know,
Yeah.
Talk to people like myself last year. I got to talk to Dylan Sprouse from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Right, we all watched that show growing up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing to interview him. Ken Griffey Jr. Like I never would have expected to interview somebody, like with that much greatness as a baseball player.
And what, you just
diehard
walk up
baseball.
and just, how you doing?
Yeah,
Ken, what's up? Step into my office.
Yeah. It was awesome because, like I said, I grew up as a really big baseball fan. A lot bigger I was back when I was younger than I am now, and so the opportunity to interview him was just it was amazing.
Yeah.
you know. So and then Will Levis, Kentucky Derby. Dan's interviewed some big guys.
Yeah, I had Chris Tucker last year. It was some big guns. So it's
Yeah.
cool, man. It's it's dope. I mean, it's dope to be around these people. Mahomes. I mean, who else? Jack Harlow's there.
Isaiah Pacheco, you had
Isaiah
to go.
Pacheco, yeah.
So it was a big one.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
Nice.
Cam Jordan.
Is the NFL, is that still hard? You have to have like legit media credentials to get involved with that?
Yeah, that's a harder one to get. We haven't gotten NFL yet. But that would be that's our next. That's my goal to get NFL. Yeah, it's my goal to get to Super Bowl media credentials. Get to that point where we're able to request that, or they give us access for our following. That would be that'd be awesome.
I don't even care so much. It's like it would be dope. I don't care as much about it. Like I just care more about like doing a bunch of content the week of like doing shows.
That's what
and
I
doing
mean.
a bunch of
Like I
content
said,
more
Super Bowl
so.
media week.
I think we can get the media week. It's the game. Game's just tough to get. Game's like you got to be a major news network.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get in there, and it's like
Publication.
I wonder like how many, or if they give like just kind of random people in there to, if they're like allocated certain things. I don't
A lot
know.
of them are like USA Today, like New York Times. Like a lot of the newspaper media is still super big within the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I mean, I kind of know why, but still, I mean, the sense of like I think it's a lot of politics.
And then your local networks are getting it.
Your
The
local
teams that are in,
networks.
like, your Fox 29s are getting it.
The radio stations, the local, all those
Correct.
guys get it. So like they have so many media credentials that are given out. So like the social media, they don't care about so much.
Are any of the local like news people, like radio people or TV people, are they reaching out to you guys to kind of do content? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have probably more reach than they do at this point than like a local radio.
I think in some ways we definitely do.
And
I mean, I was on Fox 29 a couple weeks ago. No, probably a couple months ago now. But yeah,
on their fantastic sports show.
Yeah.
It's an awesome show too.
Nice.
And they have they put out a good product. Was it Jason Martinez and Breland Moore?
Mhm.
So they have a good show. Just it's late. I think it's 11 or 11:30.
yeah,
It was on right before midnight, like when the late night TV shows are on.
Yeah, but that's the hot spot. I mean, that was SVP was like late night, but it was the number one spot for ESPN.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Sports Center back in the day was.
Are you a big sports guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's your favorite teams?
I don't know if I want to say. Unfortunately, I mean, I love the Sixers. They suck. But unfortunately, I'm a Yankees and Giants fan.
Okay.
All right. Well, no, you didn't say Cowboys. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
You're good. That's why I was like, oh man.
I feel bad, but like the Giants suck so much that it's like I'm not like a bandwagon fan. It's just like
Okay.
it just trust me. Whatever you say to me about being a Giants fan, like I feel personally myself. You don't need to say it. We are terrible.
They had a good year last year.
We won 500, but it was,
I think they won a game when they weren't supposed to at the end against the Colts.
yeah, it's rough. But no, it's like in general, like I'm just like a big sports fan. So like I've been following you guys.
So what's the ultimate goal? I mean, you guys doing the podcast, do you want to get more into the media side of stuff, like
Of this,
creating videos?
so this podcast is like just a podcast by itself. Brewdat is the Brewdat podcast. Brewdat is its own like beer marketing company. So they do like they work with breweries as far as like setting up events and like doing like promotional things like passports around the city where they'll like physically run like do the background logistics of events and stuff like that and then do like promotions for them. This podcast is like literally just to sit down. It's just a podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Do you want to do more in the media world and stuff, like not media necessarily, but just social media?
it's different. Sports is like I said, sports is nonstop. There's always content for sports. There's always stuff going on. For brewing and the beer industry, like what we're trying to do, it's definitely it's more longer format content. It's just it's a lot of like storytelling and it's like it's an older clientele.
Yeah.
But it's like,
No, I know you
but we're
mean,
trying to get it into Gen Z. So it would be cool, like, what you guys do with Man on the Street, like there are beer fests. I have thought about doing that. Like we could do that at these local beer fests. It's not the same thing as going down to a Phillies game.
no,
But people aren't really doing that at beer fest. So that's a possibility. So I do look at you guys and like you guys are doing different content. I know Cole has started to do some like green screen stuff.
Okay.
And then they're starting to do like kind of like not so much skits, but they go out to breweries and like kind of show off the breweries.
right. Okay.
So it's a little bit
Yeah.
different, but
A
it's just-
showcase.
it's not the same because like sports is just like there's nonstop content all the time. So it's like it's not the same.
Right. Yeah. You have to kind of expand throughout the country, right, and go to different breweries.
Exactly, and like
that.
if we want to be posting as much content as you guys, like we have to like kind of physically create all the content.
Yeah.
Not that you guys aren't creating it, but it's like the sports are happening and like you're commenting on it. Where like we have to then go like make something happen and then
Yeah.
talk about it. It's a little bit different. So it's a little bit slower, just a little bit longer. But yeah, we started doing this a year and a half ago. But we have some good guests lined up. We don't want to talk about the guests that are coming on. So I'll tell you after this. But we
You
have
told me who was coming on tomorrow. I don't know.
tomorrow,
I don't
big
know if I should
guest.
Say it, but yeah.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't jinx it. But then later this summer, we have like some people on the Sixers and everything. So
Oh, that's awesome.
you guys are kind of our first step into sports because like obviously sports and alcohol meet.
You do. Yeah. Very well.
So like you guys and then the person from Sixers are like kind of like our first step into that. But like I don't know. Hopefully during the football season, people want to come on and comment on stuff.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
primarily so far it's been all alcohol and mostly beer. 2 days ago we had an RTD person on. We just had a wine person on. So like we're starting to like spread out a little bit, but it is mostly just beer.
Yeah, and sports and alcohol is a very toxic relationship. No pun intended. It's really kind of what it is. You mix those two, and you can get great results.
Exactly. And I think that, like, you know, what we're doing here is like trying to promote craft beer in general. Mm-hmm. Craft beer is like, you know, it's, I mean, you guys even say you guys don't even drink craft beer, but like trying to get craft beer or this, you know, industry, like we have to connect it to younger people. We have to connect it to sports. Yeah. So like kind of tie those things together is kind of.
I think it's also, I could compare it to, at least just from my experience, everyone's probably different, but I mean, I know craft beer compared to, like, if I'm comparing it to the sports world, when we go to these big major events, a lot of the newspaper media guys or the radio people or the bloggers on websites, they look down to the social media people because they don't like them coming into their territory and taking over. You know what I mean? Like the social media people taking over these newspaper media type people because they've been in it for so long. They're like, hey, they don't deserve media credentials. Where it's like, I feel like the craft brewery, it's like, hey, who are these kids trying to come into my brewery and drink here? Like, no, this is an older person's space. I feel like a lot.
No, I think it's not that. It's just they don't.
Well, I've seen from my experience.
Okay.
I've seen,
but that's their problem. It's like the clientele there is like they don't want that, but it's like that's their problem. It's just like it's too much. Like it's not big enough to be exclusive, and they're trying to be exclusive, and it's like you need to be welcoming on the people that are spending money on alcohol.
And I think that's like I said, what you just said. They need to be welcoming on because I think I've been to plenty of craft breweries. Not that I've, like I said, I've been to like drank there a lot, but you always just see that clientele is like that age. And they, you know, you get kids that are 21, 22 that are, you know, normally going to the sports bars and they're partying up, and they come in bunches into a craft beer brewery or something on like doing like a bar crawl or whatever. But then these people that are just chilling at the craft brewery, it always seems they're all more on edge or like, hey, what are these kids stepping into our territory?
And also, like a lot of craft breweries, I think they're too small or like they're too like just an artistic form. But like the breweries that survive really. Past generations are the larger breweries. At some point, you need to grow as a business. You need to break into like the sports, the younger people, the macro type beers. So I think there's just a lot of like people just not thinking the right direction. But part of like why we had you guys on is like we're trying to break into kind of the sports world, but it is not the same thing, you know, doing man on the street stuff, but
a little bit different.
A little bit different.
A little bit different. But you can definitely incorporate it.
Definitely, and I think that there's definitely is room to grow for the man on the street stuff at the beer fest.
100%.
You know, talking about like drunk idiots, like
bro, 100%. And you could do it at an Eagles game.
Organically,
what are people drinking a lot of the time?
Definitely.
Beer. You organically bring that beer in.
And there's people there. I mean, even at Xfinity Live, there's the Victory Bar.
Okay, yep.
And, you know, some of these bigger people, like Levante sells their beer in all the stadiums.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the larger craft breweries do have alcohol deals at the stadiums.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's all entertaining.
And it's like I said, like the guy I sat next to on a flight a few weeks ago going to spring training, you know, he owns Contra Hocken Brewery.
Yeah.
He has his own beer in the stadium as well. I think he pays a lot of money to have it there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he has his
but then take advantage of it. If you're going to be there, you should invite people there to like kind of show off their, like what you're doing there, you know?
I agree. Yeah, no.
Did you get his contact information?
No, I didn't.
Where'd he go?
I didn't. No.
We probably have it. We can probably
but he's
share
following
it
us,
with you.
so I know that. So
that's
I
good.
Reach out. But yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, it's just that was like my perspective, just seeing that, and I think you're trying to do the right thing, is bringing that audience more into this space, which has kind of not been that way. I feel like
it's kind of dipping our toes in, but I think we can take a lot of we can kind of take what you guys are doing and like. Yeah, this is working. We can kind of do stuff like this. And not just us, craft beer in general.
In general, and just that space, right? I mean, that's kind of what you're going for, right, in the sense.
Yeah, I mean, beer, alcohol is supposed to be fun. Like, take the fun out of alcohol kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, like, what? Yeah. But, yeah.
No, for sure.
Cool. Do you guys have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Cool. So you can find you guys at Enterprise Sports, at Enterprise Philly.
Yep, Enterprise Sports, Enterprise Philly on Instagram.
With a Z.
On YouTube as well. Yeah, with a Z. Enterprise with a Z. Not like the rent-a-car company, you know. We won't pick you up. And then, TikTok as well.
Cool.
Have a lot of content coming up.
And YouTube?
And YouTube.
And Facebook.
YouTube. And Facebook, too. Facebook we have a decent following, too, as well. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of content coming up, so definitely stay tuned. A lot of skits planned, a lot of golf content planned with Dan.
Yeah, golf content is coming about. Just started it, but it's it'll be good. Yeah, we have a lot of good.
Are you any good at golf? I guess it doesn't matter for your videos.
I think that's pretty good.
I don't think I'm bad. He's pretty good. The guy I'm playing with though is really good. So it's gonna be good.
So definitely stay tuned. I think
it's going to be called Walking It In. So
okay, you already have a name. So.
we started. I started the TikTok channel a couple days ago. So
it's awesome.
Nice.
check it
Start
out.
the
More
name
to
go from
come.
there.
More to
Cool. Thank you for coming on. Of
course.
You can follow us
Yeah.
at Brudat, at the Brudat Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good, man. And
Cool.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude.